I will be smiling like this for the next couple of days because I can't believe what I've just witnessed. History made in front of my eyes. I was there to witness it. Shubman Gill leading this inexperienced side. No Bumrah, no Jasprit Bumrah in the team. And at a venue where you have never ever won a test match. You've hammered, you've battered the English side. You've absolutely dominated every single session. How about that? This is one of the best I have ever seen. Ever, ever.
Fortress Edgbaston breached, ladies and gentlemen. Fortress Edgbaston breached. And that is the story that we can report from outside of Edgbaston. I've been covering cricket in this country since 2002. I've got to tell you, this is one of the best. This is one of the best victories of all time in the history of Indian cricket. You can compare it with Gabba. You can compare it with the Boxing Day victory.
Oh, yeah.
You can compare it with anything that you have seen in recent times. A young Indian team led by a young captain breaching Fortress Edgbaston, snapping the baseball arrogance out of the way, bringing the English down to the ground. When you hear all these talks, we will chase everything down. We are there to do whatever, 600 runs. After Leeds, the arrogance had gone to a different level. And how fitting it was that it was the captain who took the final catch. And after taking the catch with flayed hands, that picture postcard moment, ladies and gentlemen, will be etched in the memory of Indian cricket fans. From Brisbane to Birmingham, it is a story. From Brisbane to Birmingham, Indian cricket. And look, a critical point at the very start of this show, you don't need superstars to win cricket matches. You need a collective, you need self-belief, you need determination, you need conviction, and this is the making of Shubman Gill.
100% the making of Shubman Gill. And you know what? We've spoken about this multiple times, and I've brought this point up multiple times that in the lead up to the test series, there was so much being said about Shubman Gill, about him not being good enough to captain the Indian team, about him getting the captaincy post because he was a favorite of the head coach or because he had potential and not real talent. And everything that was said about Shubman Gill has been proved wrong. And Shubman Gill did it in the best possible way. First, he did not speak, he did not say anything. He only spoke with his bat. Then he spoke with his captaincy. The way that he's taken this team forward in the second test match. Look at the way he supported the young bowlers. They especially needed it considering there was no Jasprit Bumrah in the team. At every over, at every single ball, Shubman Gill was right there talking to the bowlers, be it an Akash Deep, be it a Prasidh Krishna or a Washington Sundar. Even Mohammad Siraj, very, very hands-on with the way that he's handled this pace attack. It's been one of the most unified Indian team that we have seen. And you know, this is what you need from a young team. These are fearless players. They came into this series saying, you know, the English side has called against. We have no baggage.
I like this. Her words are flowing. This is what it does. This is what it does. When you witness history, no, it must. That's why you're here. You had come here to see something historic unfold in front of your eyes. And it just did. Remember how many people said on the show after Leeds when we kept saying this is
5-0, 5-0.
Folks, where are all those people? The 5-0 gang? We kept saying, believe in this team. There were these idiots in India sitting out there. What is the point of traveling? This team has nothing. India will lose 5-0. Each time England bats, they will score 500 runs, 600 runs. Look at this. Let's start one by one. Let's start with Akash Deep.
100%.
You've got to start today with Akash Deep. You remember that conversation with me when you were sitting in the stands and I went and said, and I told him, I said, Akash, it's tomar match, which means this is your match. Jasprit nahi. Jasprit is not there. Make the match your own.
Match.
And he said, sir.
Two conversations that will stick with me for a very, very long time. First, you telling Akash Deep this. Second, the conversation that we had with Mohammad Siraj. He was, look at the catches that he took. What was the catch catch? How did he hold on to that?
That was unbelievable.
That was unbelievable catch. He would have got a 3. That was a very difficult one. He was running backwards, and it was honestly a difficult one. But that he held on to. I think he was at mid-on.
He should.
Mid-on.
It was what, inches from the ground?
Yeah,
It was unbelievable.
low.
Ravindra Jadeja was coming from round. The ball was here. That flick goes there. Josh Tang, Mohammad Siraj plays himself there. Absolutely brilliant. But again, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Deep.
We have to talk Akash Deep. India needed 7 wickets at the start of the day. This was still a good batting day. People thought rain. People said declaration was wrong. My dear friends, it's still 2 hours for the game to go. India still had. People said, oh, declaration is late. What did India do? All hell has broken loose. The game could have continued till 7:30 and it is 5:20.
One question. How many overs did India bowl?
65 overs is all India needed to finish them off.
I said 50, 60 overs is all you need. I said 5 o'clock you will be done. What is with me and these predictions, man? I've been on a roll in this test match. I should turn into a Baba or something.
Baba, not bad. Boriada, khawao. English breakfast cutlet, not bad. English breakfast cutlet, what is that,
What
boss?
does that mean?
Who is this? Desi Murgi. English breakfast cutlet, not bad. But unbelievable. Unbelievable moment. But once again, let's kind of first take Akash.
Okay, Akash Deep. Let's talk about Akash
That
Deep.
first spell, that first spell today, I thought defined India.
Absolutely.
You know, when you come out and you have a very critical match, the game has been delayed by a couple of hours. The start was pushed back to 12:40, which is an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes late. You needed inspiration. You needed inspiration at the top of that hour. You needed 1 wicket to get into that middle order. You needed to push. And Akash Deep, tell me about those 2 balls. The Harry Brook delivery and the Ollie Pope delivery. That kind of set up the day for India.
You know what? Akash Deep, and you've seen
He's become a star.
world-class Chris Wokes. You've seen a world-class Ben Stokes and a Bryden Cast bowling on this wicket. With the new ball, yes, they look dangerous. I wouldn't say that they looked bad or they looked average or anything like that. They were good. They were great, in fact. But when you compare that to an Akash Deep Singh, it's nothing. It's almost like Akash Deep was bowling on a different deck with different conditions when in reality they were bowling on the same deck, and England also had the same overcast conditions, but they were not able to do what Akash Deep did.
Not even half as good.
No, they were not even able to get half of the swing that Akash Deep was getting. The kind of mind games that Akash Deep was playing, varying his run up, going outside the crease or wide off the crease, hiding behind the umpire and then bowling in very, very close to the umpire. The kind of presence of mind.
Someone said to me, I don't know, I think one of the commentators, I don't remember who, 2-3 of them, said Bihari kuch bhi kar sakta hai.
Oh gosh.
I said, yaar, kya bol rahe ho? He said, yaar, Biharis kuch bhi kar sakte hain. Akash Deep, dekh lo yaar, unbelievable. And did you see when we were coming down, Michael Atherton and Dinesh Karthik were going out for their sky thing. Dinesh had to be very prim and proper. So he does this, and he goes out behind Michael Atherton. So he sees us and he does this, the fist bump, and he goes out. Oh boy, you know, each one.
The sun is out and the future of Indian Test cricket looks bright.
Unbelievable. At luncheon break, Harsha comes to our table every day and we have this banter and jokes and all. And we were saying, Harsha, each time when Ravindra Jadeja came on to bowl and we were debating, will he get that rough? Will there be? Akash Deep was sensational, and it is only fitting that he finishes off with a 10 for. 6 for in the second innings, 4 for in the first. Akash Deep will have his name etched in the Edgbaston Honours Board.
Slow claps.
Right there. And he has finished with a 10 for in that match. This is the making of Akash Deep. Make no mistake. This is actually...
They're waving to you. I don't even know who they are.
This is the making of Akash Deep. Fans, people know... Here, there, they follow our broadcast. Loads of people watch Rev Sports. That's how it should be. But it is Akash Deep. Now, go on.
I was talking about you actually. I was digressing a little bit. He gets recognized everywhere. No matter what it
She
is.
will also. Don't worry. Let her do her
No,
work
I'm
well.
not saying I need to. I'm
You
just
will
saying
be.
you.
You will be, because once you conscientiously do your work for the longest time, then people start to acknowledge, recognize, appreciate, and support. That's how it should be. Let's take this. Akash Deep জিতিয়েছে, আমি গর্গ চট্টোপাধ্যায়ের বাড়িতে লাড্ডু পাঠাবো।
You know what? Go ahead.
I mean, there is a different connotation to that.
Oh, my bad.
But no, it's okay. বদমাইশি করো না ভাই।
I thought he meant that I will distribute some sweets.
Yeah, he will. But this guy Gorgo Chattopadhyay runs a group called for Bengalis. So anyway, let's not get into these identity debates now. Gorgo is a very good friend of mine, so let's leave it at that. Akash Deep we have talked about. Let's kind of touch on, because this can't stop Shubman Gill.
What do you say about Shubman Gill at this point? The less you say, the more you say, the less it is. Because look,
there was a comment I told you. Remember, Virat Kohli's just tweeted. Virat Kohli has just tweeted, and we will give you that tweet. Great victory for India at Edgbaston, fearless and kept pushing England to the wall. Brilliantly led by Shubman with the bat and in the field, and impactful performances from everyone. Special mention to Siraj and Akash for the way they bowled on this pitch. At the rate Shubman Gill. That's Virat Kohli, ladies and gentlemen. India misses him, but that's Test match cricket.
Shubman deserves it for this one. But I also think that he had a lot of support there. He also supported the young ones, but he also, Ravindra Jadeja, Mohammad Siraj, Rishabh Pant were all working in tandem, and you could see that on the field, and that was one of the best parts of watching it live, because on broadcast you miss these little nuances, but when you're actually standing there, while the camera may be focused on a Zach Crawley or a Harry
Now
Brook,
you know why I insist that these people come and watch it here.
Yeah.
Whatever you say on telly, when you are not seeing the movements, the body language, the little conversations, the offstage, the backstage, you will not get the full roundup of what is going on. Now that's the point that she's making.
Because while a camera is maybe focused on a Ben Stokes, something important will be happening off the camera. Maybe a Rishabh Pant, Mohammad Siraj and Ravindra Jadeja are having a conversation about where to set the fielder or something like that. Did you notice? I don't exactly remember what over it was, but the last spell that Mohammad Siraj bowled, actually Washington Sundar had come on. He had taken off his sweater. He was almost ready to bowl.
And then they went to
Mohammad Siraj went up to Shubman Gill and said, "I want to do it."
Because Washington Sundar had given his his sweater to the umpire.
Yes, he had.
And Mohammad Siraj took it over and bowled. Absolutely. That's how it happens. That's exactly how it happens, folks. Because ultimately,
the little nuance behind this is, look at how much Mohammad Siraj believes in himself.
he wants to be there. Mohammad Siraj again. I mean, we were talking about Shubman Gill. Shubman Gill as a batter, I don't think India has seen anything as good in recent times in overseas conditions. And that's how Shubman Gill has been. He has scored 500 plus runs in this series. We will take as many questions, folks, today. We are not in a hurry. Gargi and I will do this live. We will also savor our moment. We've got our team at the press conference venue. We've got people there. We will savor our moment. So no debate. Absolutely no debate.
I want to see who comes for the English. It has to be Ben Stokes. It has to be the captain.
Of course. I mean, people will be there. We will savor this moment, celebrate this moment for the longest time.
Let's take the questions now.
Yeah, let's go for it. Really, Jay.
You have battery in your phone.
Iska battery, Baba.
Okay. Sheila Aditya Banerjee, India found its chummy in Akash Deep. Absolutely. Been saying this from day one. Maybe not on camera, but it is something we have
said
been
it
discussing.
on camera also. We've said it on camera
the
also.
lines that he bowls, the way that he plays with the seam, it's very Shami-like. It's very, absolutely.
Ability to get movement,
And the
ability to
discipline
use the
lines.
crease, ability to use the crease, go wider, get the ball to move, come back, jag back, leave the ball, the batter. Absolutely Shami. And that's the quality, as I told you yesterday. Mone and Gautam had this conversation with Akash Deep and told him, "Tujhe pata bhi nahi hai tere paas kya hai. Tujhe pata bhi nahi hai," Gautam said. And Mone told him, "You don't know how good you are. You really don't know the kind of assets you have, the kind of weapons you have in your arsenal. Go and do it. And Akash Deep, I keep saying this. It is all about self-belief. India believed as a collective. The captain empowered his bowler. They did not insist on Bumrah. They said, we will back everybody. Gautam, after the Leeds Test match in that conversation with me, and all Gautam said was, we will fight. And India did. For the head coach, we will talk about Gautam also. In fact, we were talking about Gill and the making of Gill as a captain. I think this makes Gill as a captain.
100% it does.
What was the question?
There is
Let's
no
take
doubt
that.
about it. Okay. Shiraditya Banerjee is saying India has found its Shami in Akash Deep. Would love to see the pace quartet together now. Bumrah, Siraj, Akash Deep and Arshdeep.
I don't think that's happening. I think Lords will be Bumrah, Siraj and Akash Deep. I think Nitish Reddy gets a game. I do think India will mull. Whether they can go with Kuldeep, but I don't think that will happen. I think they will mull the conditions at Lords, but from what I've seen here, they will want to have that batting cushion if the conditions are not conducive for batting. If there is more grass or something like that, they will want that number 8 in Washington Sundar. If you ask me, I have not seen the wicket at Lords right now.
No.
None of us know it, but from the look of it, I see one change in India, and that is Jasprit Bumrah for Prasidh Krishna.
Yeah.
I don't see any other change.
No, I don't think so. Even though
Take a
Prasidh-
pause and also talk about Gautam Gambhir, because he has been getting hammered.
Left and
From
right.
that New Zealand series, the Australia series, the calls that he has taken. It is also essential to talk about Gautam Gambhir.
The calls that he's made now, if you talk about getting in an NKR, dropping a Sai Sudarshan, keeping Karun Nair, yes, they didn't perform, but these were, I think at some point or the other, essential
Backing
changes.
Gill at 4.
Washington Sundar.
The most important
backing
call
Gill at 4.
by Gautam Gambhir is backing Shubman Gill for number 4.
Absolutely.
And that call has given India its captain, who has stepped up into royalty in that number 4 position.
Okay,
Yeah, you go on.
go on.
Well, what was it? There was a information something.
No.
1 second. Okay. Yeah. So that's fine. It was about our match copy and when the match copy.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's take some comments, okay?
Yeah, send in your questions, folks. Send in your questions. We will take as many as possible.
Okay. Boryada, just saw you and Gargi outside the stadium. We finally broke the Edgbaston jinx. Also a big fan of you. Regards from Oxford, Krishnau Day.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Krishnau.
Krishanu or Krishanu?
Krishanu. Sorry, my bad. I must
Krishanu.
be going.
Krishanu,
now.
thank you very much. Krishanu, thank you very much. And yes, missed you in Oxford. You should have come up and met me, but thanks for appreciating us.
Okay, Aniruddha Datta. England will make changes in its bowling lineup now. Archer will obviously come back. Archer will be unleashed now, but our pace lineup is now pumped up. Root will dig in, but India has tasted blood now. Do not get carried away.
No, I would suggest let's not think too far ahead of ourselves. Lords is Joe Root. Lords, they will get Jofra. They will possibly even push Gus Atkinson. They will drop Josh Tongue. They might even drop, who else can they drop from this team? Chris Wokes they will play. Bryden Cast they should play.
Wokes will play.
Wokes will
Absolutely.
play. Who's the other one? I think Josh Tongue, Jofra Archer.
You can't touch an Ollie Pope or a Zach
No.
Crawley
The
or a Ben
batting stays the
Duckett.
same. Batting stays the same. That's the only possible change that I'm seeing. Jofra comes in. Jofra comes in for Josh Tongue. Shoaib Bashir stays on because Lords, you will have to play one spinner. I don't see a 4-pronged pace attack for England at Lords. So for England, if Gus Atkinson also comes in, it'll be interesting to see who goes out. But at this point in time, it's Jofra Archer who I see coming in at Lords.
Okay. Nivendan Chatterjee is saying now England will be in big dilemma regarding pitch preparation in Lords.
Yes.
Very good point.
I said this yesterday on the show, if you remember, that Manchester, all of a sudden you might see grass. Because if this is what it is, if the ploy was batting decks, if the ploy was to bowl India out
You've been outbatted
and
through
outbowled.
and through.
And
Yeah,
on
that
good
though is-
batting decks,
yeah.
you've been outbowled. Now what do? Do you go back to your grassy wickets and try and outplay India with grass where your bowlers come into the party? Because on good batting wickets, Indians are using these conditions much better than you are. Even in Leeds, you must understand this. This is a comprehensive win. Leeds till the very last hour, England was 300 for 5. England was under the pump for 4 days. India had that game. 371. Had that collapse not happened in the second innings and had that lead been 450, Gargi and I would be celebrating 2-0 now. We would be celebrating 2-0. India deserves to be 2-0 up in this series at this point.
Catches cost us big time.
Catches cost us. Indiscipline in the first. We
Yeah.
were 430 for 3, damn it. 430 for 3. From there on, we lost leads. But that makes it even more sweeter. Because after that, you did not give up. You kept on believing and you came back and won Edgbaston.
100%. Tamogna Vasu is saying Akash Deep's seam position reminded me of the spell that Sreesanth bowled
In
at
South Africa.
Wanderers
Yeah,
in
in South
famous.
Africa.
Yeah, that was a bowling pitch though.
But that was like this, boom. I mean, that seam position, the ability to move. I think Akash Deep uses the pitch better, Tomogno. Akash Deep goes wider of the crease, comes in, and the point that we keep making from the back of the umpire, runs in so that he doesn't allow the left-hand batter to kind of visualize him at all. And all of a sudden, at the very last instant, comes in from this angle and bowls. I think he's one of the best bowlers in recent times against left-handers because he gets the ball to pitch there and shade move. And all of a sudden, the ball straightens. So a Ben Duckett, a Ben Stokes, these people find it very hard to face Akash Deep.
BBD is asking, can we see Kuldeep come in place of Washington at Lords?
Again, that is the call that I'm repeatedly trying to say, that until and unless you see that wicket, having said that, look at the impact Washington had with the bat. In the first innings, even when Ravindra Jadeja got out, you still did not get to, it was, I think, 400 for something, right? 6. Washington Sundar and Shubman Gill had a 150 run stand. And because India got to 587, you could control that match from here on. Because remember, England also got 400 in the first innings. England got close. How much did England get in the first innings here?
I can't remember.
England,
I can't remember.
yeah, England got 407 or something, right?
Just give me 1 second.
So the point that I'm
It's been
trying
a
to
long
make,
match.
yeah, देखो ना 407.
407,
exactly.
yeah.
407 is what England got. So the point that I'm trying to make is when Ravindra Jadeja got out, India was 415 odd for 6. In Leeds, you bundled out for 450. The last 3 wickets did not even, add 20 runs. But because of Washington Sundar, that 145-run partnership happened between Gill and Sundar. That gave India the cushion that they went on to use with 587. So to take that call and drop Washington Sundar is going to be hard, very hard. I know that you want an out-and-out spinner. I know you feel for Kuldeep Yadav. I know he's out-and-out good.
Washington's done nothing wrong. In fact, he's actually proven with those 2 partnerships that he stitched.
Plus that Ben Stokes wicket.
Yes, of course. He's proved that he belongs in that team. If anything, India can fall back on a Washington Sundar to sort of steady the ship. If the wickets are falling, he can stitch a partnership with the Ravindra Jadeja
And it will happen,
or a Shubman
Gargi.
Gill as
It
well.
will happen
Yeah,
because
it will happen.
On English decks, this kind of placid wicket will now not be there.
Yeah.
And that's where the top order, you will lose a few wickets. You will need your lower order to step up. You will need people like Washington Sundar, who has a very strong defense. You will need that Jadeja. You will need Washington Sundar. So at this point, Tomogno, I know where you're coming from, but I don't see Kuldeep.
Same. It's making it very, very difficult for Kuldeep. And
I also see Karun Nair.
for no fault of his own.
No, yeah. Kuldeep Yadav deserves a
You
game
know
in
what?
any team.
Karun Nair for what? Safest hands in the slip.
One, but as a batter,
Experience?
You've given him 2 games.
Yeah.
Out of which you have given him 1 game at number 6 and 1 game at number 3. When you've given him 1 game and in both innings, in one he got 30 and in the second innings he got 26. Yes, you will say he's not looked the best.
Those partnerships with KL.
Yes, he negated the new ball.
Yeah.
So when you are giving somebody an opportunity and you've said we will give people a longish rope, we will give people security, I don't see Karun Nair getting dropped. I understand Sai Sudarshan might feel hard done, but unless Karun Nair really messes up Lords, where I see Sai coming in for Manchester, at this point in time, I do see Karun Nair playing Lords. Yes.
We have lots of super chats. Desi Murgi is saying, How good is Archer even if he comes back in Lords? Does current form suggest he will be a major factor after getting back to tests after this long?
Look, he has not played test match cricket since 2021-22. So whoever you are, however good you are, Jofra's great. Jofra's very good. He's better than Josh Stark any day.
Yeah.
So when Jofra comes back, he will have raw pace. He has that volatility about him. He can just come and have impact at any point in time in the game. He's a bit of a maverick who has that extraordinary talent. And I was chatting with Saurav Ganguly today, and Saurav was telling me, look, Jofra will be a handful. Having said that, coming back into test cricket after 3 years, rusty, one first-class game, all of these factors, the fitness issue always looming in the horizon. Can Jofra come and blow India away on a Lord's wicket, which has not really been a green deck or something like that? We've got to wait and see, but I think the Indian batting lineup now has the confidence to be able to face Jofra.
Absolutely. Ashish Punna has sent us a super chat. We did it. This win feels personal. What an absolute teamwork by the boys. The win mattered to our team at many levels. Next stop is Lords. Bring it on.
Absolutely, Ashish. I know you've been there with us every single day. Every single day you've been
One more
commenting.
super chat.
And the best part about you, and I'm saying it openly, you are one of those people who've been positive. You've been supporting the team. You've backed the team. At no point in time has it been sarcastic or has it been negative, because that's what I keep telling everybody. Look, this is sport. You will lose many, but you always need to back your team. Ask your questions. Be constructively critical, but back your team, because this is a young side that deserves to be backed, and Shubman Gill has stepped up to the party.
Absolutely. Kostub here is saying a pure batter needs to play in place of NKR or Washi. No, not Washi.
No.
This is not white ball cricket. We don't need 6 bowling options. If it's a flat deck, Sai should come back.
No. The reason is Nitish Kumar Reddy isn't a bad batter. Nitish Kumar Reddy in Australia had shown enough potential and technique to be able to get 100 in those Australian conditions wasn't easy. And here, don't take into account the second innings. By then, India was about to declare. The first ball he had to hit. So the direction was, or the instruction was, go hit that. So Nitish Kumar Reddy's second innings cannot be taken into consideration. All you will say is that first innings howler. So on the basis of one innings, when you've given somebody an opportunity, I don't see that guy going out.
Sorry, I can't get over the size of those stumps. Wow. And look at the bat. Look at the bat as well.
People are playing with miniature bats and a stump which
That's
is
already fallen over, by the way.
the size of the stump is this phone.
Yeah, this is how big that stump is. Anyway, Nomad Tibet, I have been following all your F Sports social media team. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Nomad. Thanks for supporting us. Devdeep Sarkar, India needed this win badly with Archer coming back for Lords. But England can play a trick to play Akash Deep by standing out of crease, which Gill lost. They tried.
No. I understand what you are trying to say. That you negate that swing or movement or what Akash Deep gets by standing outside of the crease. The point is, Akash Deep gets the ball to sharply come in also. And the kind of movement, exaggerated movement he was getting on a placid wicket, it's impossible to play anyone. And India will also be smart. If that happens, Rishabh will come up. Akash isn't express. So all of a sudden, you will see Rishabh come up and negate that. Rishabh can come up and stand for a couple of overs if England tries that standing a couple of feet outside. These are little mind games that will be played. But Akash has kind of imposed himself on the English batters. Gargi's tripod wants to celebrate as well, and that's why it's shaking.
Swinging like Akash Deep's deliveries.
Gargi will definitely go and party tonight. I can tell you that. I am not doing any of that, but these guys deserve to. Somebody asked about Amit Shah. Amit Shah's birthday, let them go and party. Huge test match.
Someone
think
is saying
about it.
I am the reason for England loss.
Who?
Biswajit is saying.
Boss, if you are, then you are a great man.
No, I am the reason. Gargi is the reason for England.
So then she's an absolute rock star.
I should go to every India-England series then.
नहीं, ये ज़्यादा हो गया.
नहीं क्यों नहीं जाऊंगी मैं.
ये ज़्यादा हो गया भाई. पैसा खर्चा होगा. आप शांति रखो.
Okay, Last 5-6 minutes?
करते हैं ना कुछ कितना हुआ है हाँ कर चलो
आधा
4-5
घंटा हो गया.
हाँ ठीक है
Yeah. Okay. Just a beginning, just the beginning for Captain Gill. Your thoughts on Gill, the captain? I'll give you my thoughts.
go
You know, ever since under 19 days, and we have tried to put this in context of why Shubman Gill was always seen as captaincy material. Ever since under 19 days, he was the vice captain of India under 19. He was one of the youngest captains in the Duleep Trophy. Every team he has been a part of, he's been in a leadership position, Gujarat Titans, or whatever you want to call it. He's always been looked at as a leader. Now, if you go ahead and actually talk to the younger players in the team, he's very, very popular for the way that he forms bonds. And he spoke about this in that press conference ahead of the Leeds test as well, that I believe in giving players security, giving them the long rope if they show potential, and giving the players security. And that is precisely what he's known for. It's not like as if he's tooting his own horn. People have actually, younger players in the teams that he's captained have actually come up and said that Shubman Gill is one of the biggest supporters that you can find in a team. What you saw right now is the fact that one, he separated the identities of being a batter and being a captain, the captain of the Indian Test cricket team. He's done that distinction so well. And he spoke about this once again, that when I go out as a batter, I'm only thinking of batting. And when I'm out on the field, I'm only thinking of captaincy and not my batting. He's done that phenomenally well. And then again, the point that we have been continuously bringing up, the fact that the way that he holds the team together, he's always there to, he always has an ear to lend. And I think that's been one of the best things, watching a young 25-year-old captain this team.
You know, it is always great to see young captains. It's always great to see young captains. Saurav Ganguly, for example. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, for example, more in white ball cricket. Graham Smith for South Africa. If you see these captains, you know, there's something
Graham
about
Smith was 22.
Graham Smith was 22. You know, these kind of captains, it's great to see them. And Shubman Gill. But more important for me is the partnership between Shubman Gill and Rishabh Pant. The partnership between Shubman Gill, I don't know how much you all are seeing on telly, almost every over. The moment the over is done, Rishabh Pant walks up to Shubman and the two of them get into a little 20-second conference, talk about the field, talk about the bowling, and that for me is extraordinary. These are the two rock stars, by the way. The two brands who are going to replace Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. In Indian cricket, the two brands who will replace Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma are Shubman Gill and Rishabh Pant. The other point that I also want to make is the importance of KL Rahul at the top of the order. KL Rahul, for the longest time, has been under the Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli aura. His batting order has been changed at number 3, number 1, number 4, number 6. KL Rahul has been pushed up and down, kicked around in the batting order.
Oh, yeah.
At no point in time has been given the stability that you go out and bat at a particular position. In Leeds, that incredibly good 100 in the second innings. At Edgbaston, that beautiful 55 in the second innings, which set it up for Rishabh Pant, which set it up for Shubman Gill. You know, this is as important as anything to play out that new ball. If you take a look at that side, you will know the performances. KL Rahul, Yashasvi Jaiswal's performance in the first innings. Karun Nair, that little 30 plus the catches. Shubman Gill, we've already spoken at length. Rishabh Pant, the second innings knock. Unbelievable. Changed momentum when the three were down for 126. All of a sudden, in some 30-40 balls, by the way, Harry Brook went up to him and said, what is the fastest 100? So he said, what? He said, I got it for 55 balls. He said, I don't play for records.
Yes.
So
If it happens, it happens.
If it happens, it happens. Rishabh Pant is like that. And again, a deep personal conversation. Should we say the Rishabh Pant conversation today or leave it for?
Leave it for later. Leave it for later.
By the way, just like Mohammad Siraj, you were there for the Rishabh Pant one,
Yes.
right? So we had a fascinating conversation with Rishabh Pant, and we will tell you about it at some point. We will.
Maybe.
But tomorrow?
Yes,
The day after?
tomorrow.
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 Tomorrow's our travel day. Tomorrow or day after, we will give it to you.
Yes.
And after that, look at number 6, Ravindra Jadeja. Both innings 50s. Nitish Kumar Reddy, not a great game, but you've got to give him, and then the bowlers, Mohammad Siraj, Akash Deep, Washington Sundar, very, very important contribution with the bat, and of course, Prasidh Krishna. 9 out of your 11 players 9 stepped up. 9 of your players stepped up. Prasid will give way to Bumrah, and we know that NKR will hold his place. When you are talking collective,
Yes.
9 of your 11 players have stepped up in this game.
Absolutely. Now talk about unity. We have 2 super chats. Let's take
let's
that
take
and wrap up the show. Rana Vishwanath Pratap Singh is saying, I started following Ref Sports from this series and must say, I got a lot of positivity and it eased my jitters. Also, groundwork from Ref Sports team is top notch. Thank you so much.
That's all. You will always get that. Whether it is Olympic sport, whether it is cricket, whether it is the Asian Games, whether it is any sport, you will see us back our boys. You will see us back our girls. By the way, we are the only people which is covering the women's tour with as much verve. We are covering the disability tour with as much verve and as much passion. So keep backing us, please.
Okay, Kaustubh, if India are smart enough, our batters and bowlers should be able to beat this one-dimensional English team. What are your views on baseball, on flat decks, on the sporting wickets? I doubt they will survive 5 days.
Look, I think we are getting a little too far ahead of ourselves.
Let's
I
not
don't
undermine this team.
I don't think England will be one-dimensional anymore. I thought England was one-dimensional because they won leads. Because they had chased that 370 odd down, it had kind of made them a tad complacent. They thought we can chase anything down. And at no point did they think India will score 600 and 400. They thought there will be a collapse again. That lower order will fail again. India's ace moves, getting in Washington Sundar, holding their catches, fine-tuning those little things
Akash
that they
Deep.
did. Akash Deep making that enormous change in the Indian bowling. Having said that, expect an England bounce back. Lords, England will. That's the mecca of cricket, the home of cricket. Gargi Raut's first visit to Lords. This is a special one. Anybody who covers cricket at Lords, that Grace Gate, that Father Time, walking down St. John's Wood, you know, it is a romance to watch cricket at Lords. Coming down from there, going in, Lord's Tavern on your left, and then that Grace Gate, that heavy roller. We need to try and see if we can somehow get these people into the long room, because that is an experience to be able to go. And by the way, my friend Sachin Tendulkar will ring the bell on day 1. Obviously, we will catch up with Sachin at Lords. You know, Sachin Tendulkar ringing the bell for the Anderson, and no better time after this for Sachin. You know, Sachin too will be delighted to be able to ring the bell at Lords. On that note,
We will take your leave. So much to do, so much to look
But watch
forward
out for
to.
our 10 a.m.
Yes.
Watch out for our 12 noon shows tomorrow and
And-
the 5 p.m. show. We will bring you loads of action from England. We will decode. We will celebrate. We will analyze. We will constructively, critically look and evaluate at the possible team for Lords. But this has been one heck of a win. I've got to say this. In my 35 years of covering sport, this win is special. It will forever remain special. You've seen something historic. Well done.
Finally, a positive I was there moment for me.
Yes. In Australia, unfortunately, she was there. India lost Melbourne.
Unfortunately,
She was there. Unfortunately, she saw 2 defeats, Melbourne and Sydney. But that sport, it makes you get better. And this one, she'll savor. She'll absolutely
Test.
savor, because this one was special. From Brisbane to Birmingham, the Indian caravan rolls on. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. As I said, keep an eye on the Rev Sports platform, Bangla, Hindi and English, and keep supporting. If you've not subscribed to us, do it. Ring the notification bell, because we'll bring you the best coverage.